it's Robin, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit again about the 5-second rule. So you may have heard me talk about it before, but it's so valuable for so many things. And if you haven't had a chance to pick up the book, I would highly recommend it. It's called the 5-second rule. I listen to it on Audible so that I can listen to it while I'm doing other things. And it is by Mel Robbins, and it's really fantastic. I've really enjoyed listening to it, and I've learned a lot from it. So Mel, her basic premise is that, like we know all the stuff we have to do in a day, right? I spent a lot of time like researching how to be more productive and how to make a list and how to make, just pick out the top 2 or 3 things that are going to make the biggest difference in your day and just focus on those. And, so I know how to do that. And then I still wasn't getting it done. And so then I was focusing on, your why. They say you need to know your why. If your why isn't big enough, you're just not going to take action and you're not going to get it done. So, I did that. I don't know if maybe you've done vision boards and all these things that really focus on your why, but you're still not achieving what you want to achieve, right? Does that sound familiar? I don't think it's that uncommon. And what Mel Robbins says is that, knowing what you need to do and knowing why you need to do it are never going to be enough. Because if you don't take action in 5 seconds, that's why it's called the 5-second rule, your brain's going to shut you down. So you're going to start, and maybe this is, happened to you where you start to second guess yourself. You're about to raise your hand in a meeting to talk about a really good idea that you have, but then you start to think, well, maybe it's not such a good idea, or maybe they don't want to hear it, or maybe I'll look stupid or whatever, right? And you talk yourself totally out of it. Whereas it probably is a really good idea and everybody would have wanted to hear it, but because you didn't take action that first 5 seconds, the moment passed. Or maybe you have this feeling that, you see somebody at a party or something and you feel like you should go talk to them and you don't. Because you don't take action in that first 5 seconds and the moment passes. Like maybe you see somebody in the grocery store that, you haven't seen for a while and you really want to go talk to them, but then you're like, oh, but it'd be awkward to yell across the grocery store, so I'm not going to do that. And you never know what would have come out of that had you listened to your intuition. And I think that's a big part of what she's saying in the book, is that it's really important to listen to your intuition. But not just listen to it, actually follow it and take action. And that your life can really start to change when you take action. So what's missing then is the action. It's not usually that you don't know enough, because there's so much information out there that even if you don't know it, you can go Google it in 5 seconds, right? And get a ton of information. So it's not the lack of information, it's the lack of action and implementation. And our brain is wired to protect us and, not put us in any kind of dangerous situations, right? And it doesn't seem to get the difference between a bear and, a potentially, a slightly scary situation at work, but one that's really gonna, it could improve your whole job or your whole career. Your brain doesn't get that. It's just designed to protect you from anything. And so that's what it does. So it shuts you down all the time, and it, allowing that really limits your full potential. And there's so many amazing stories in the book about different things that people have achieved since following the 5-second rule. And what's the 5-second rule? Is basically you just, as soon as you realize that you're thinking, because once you're thinking, you're not acting. Once you realize you're into that thinking, you need to switch that off and follow your intuition and get back into action. And she recommends doing that by counting down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then you start doing it. And you can't wait until you feel you're going to feel like doing something, or you can't wait for motivation to come. Like, we all have different things in our lives that, like, let's face it, we don't want to do. But they either they need to be done, or it's going to impact us really negatively if we don't do it. So, leaving it, hey Sybil, leaving it is not necessarily a great option, right? So you need to just, take action, do it, get it over with, get it off your plate, see how much better you feel. And then as you do that more and more, you're going to start creating a habit, and it's going to get easier. Hey, how are you? Okay, so I hope that that's helpful, and I hope you guys follow the 5-second rule. You can use it for anything from getting out of bed in the morning instead of hitting your snooze button, to getting out of the shower if you really love long showers, really hot showers like I do, to cleaning the cat's litter box, to making that phone call that you feel like you should make but you just are scared to, or you don't feel like it, right? To doing those tasks at work that are just feel like such a grind, or paying bills or looking at your finances, like all that stuff that you don't want to do. Just count backwards and do it. Tackle one thing at a time and just go from there. Okay, I hope you guys all have a great day.